was something that you wanted us to talk about. An interview that an ex-Super Eagles player did and spoke about his son. I'll let you lead us into that one.
So, I think it was actually what Furo Iyenemi, and this actually what bounce out to what we're talking about taking care of players. Even when they actually serving Nigeria, it's very important. And it says something that he wants his son, Iyenemi, that plays for Club Brugge. He wants his son to be wise. Don't make mistake like me. Don't be like Mumu like me. And when you look at that word, it's just trying to tell him that the mistake he made playing for Nigeria, his son should not actually make it. Which I think that I won't blame Furo for that, because Furo saved Nigeria, did well, though he got criticized so much, but at least he did well for Nigeria. And when he actually got injured and everything, they don't take care, they don't ask, because when he got injured, play on national duty, they would not even
They'll just send you back to your
take
club.
They just send you back to your club and everything, and I'm going to give one evidence here now. A player got injured in a game between Mali and Nigeria, and all of you will know that player. He got injured. They took the player off the pitch. No single soul came to check on him. It was the Moroccan doctors also arranged him and packed him. You have to go back to France and everything, It was when the game was over, and later, that was when two players came to check on him, just to tell you how bad it is. And that guy was out for like 4 months or so. The same thing happened. They did not check on him. Ifeanyi Udeze got injured playing for Nigeria against Angola in Kano. When he got injured, they asked him he left for his club. And when he got fit again, they didn't check on him. They sent invitation to him. AFCON 2006. Here come. He said, no, not this time around. It's just for us to look for a way to take care of our players, because before you know it too, one thing or the other, you might need their help tomorrow. So indirectly, just treat somebody well. That is a simple phone call. It's even goes a long way. How you feel, how you doing, but you don't care, because we are 250 million people. We think we can do what we like. I think it's extremely unfair. For Furo to say that he might not play for Nigeria, I agree with what he might be feeling. He has the right to feel that certain way. I just brought the discussion out that we need to take care of the people serving this country. If you are in charge of them, look for a way to take care of them very well. It's very important. Some of these people might not need your money, but single work, they do and everything is important. It's important because all these guys you see today now, they will become legends, become big people tomorrow. Tomorrow, if the system is very good, do you think Eminala will not be looking for a way to come back to the country? But he knows that they will look for a way to treat him badly. Those that gang up against him in 94, we see gang up against him because they are still holding the ends of affair in Nigeria. I get what I'm trying to say. So I just think that we should treat people well now. It's very important because nobody knows tomorrow.
Well said, Smith Layi. And I will say it is sad that stuff like this has been happening. Stuff like this continues to happen. As much as I want everybody to be patriotic and want their kids to play for Nigeria, I cannot blame when people say things like this, because if Nigeria has shown you Pepe, and then you are still, and this was what in 2000, which year,
Yeah,
and we are
2000.
still seeing the same thing happening to players in 2024. You just look at that, see, nothing has changed now. Nothing has changed. If people are just getting older, the same thing is happening. So I would understand why he would say, "Hey, my son has talent. My son is a prospect. I just want him to be wise." Because again, if something happens to him, he might be left high and dry, and nobody will care how he progresses or doesn't progress from there. But I think it is sad. At the same time, we come and criticize all these foreign-born players when some of them are waiting to see if they will choose Nigeria or not. You know that some of them, if they play for other national teams, they get pension. Even after they are done playing, they are still getting paid for serving the national team. Who is collecting? Nigeria, they cannot pay you when they are playing. You think they will pay you when you're no longer playing, you know? So sometimes I cannot blame players for wanting to choose other national teams because other than maybe the joy that you get from playing for Nigeria, there's a lot of struggle that comes along with that joy. You it's
Mm-hmm.
very shameful. I really do hope that why when a new year, 14 days into the new year, um, let's Ibrahim Gusso, Shehu Diko, everybody running sports and football in Nigeria. Let's start and just make things different. Let's see if 2025 can be the start of great things for us. Let's see if 2025 can be the year that we try to change the way we do our things in Nigeria. And that way, foreign investment would be interested in coming in. Foreign players, foreign born players rather, will be interested in playing for us more. We wouldn't have to be begging people. But if things stay the same way that they are staying, there's a foreign born girl that plays for under 20, that played for under 20. And she was in my DM some months ago asking me, like, please, that how can I help her? That they asked her to pay for her flight to come for camp. And it's been months
Mm.
and they've not repaid her the money. This girl was 18 years old. The money
Mm.
for flight from, I'm not going to say from, okay, I'll say from UK to Nigeria. She probably doesn't have that money. She probably had to ask somebody, maybe her parents or maybe her savings that she managed to gather. She's not a professional yet, playing under
Mm-hmm.
20 football. You ask her to pay for her flight
Mm.
because she was so eager to represent Nigeria. She accepted. She paid for her flight, and then all of a sudden now for her to get her money back is an issue. And that she has
Mm.
been calling. She said she has been calling. Nobody is answering her. Now, if that girl
Mm.
becomes a star player, how do we convince her to come and play for Nigeria? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How do we convince her if she later becomes a star player after you've done this kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing to her? Or after, let's say she grows up now, she has a child. How do you want her to be encouraged to bring her child to play for Nigeria? So we need to try to do better. We really do need to try to do better. Um, but yeah, sad that stuff like that is still happening. Monsu Ogunbade says Furo was a bit part player at that AFCON. If not for Tarigo's influence, nobody would know him. I think that's a bit besides the point right now. That's
Yeah.
that's besides the
Yeah.
point. We're not talking about how great he
Mm-hmm.
was as a player. Um, let me see. Hybrid 10 says all it goes back to poor leadership, period. Yep, that's what it goes back to. Um, Wisdom Friday says, see, we who do we have to okay, we don't have to blame anybody that have decided not to play for Nigeria. Um XXX says his son's path might not be as rocky as his. He should just let his son make his choice. Look at how Okafor's father was making noise that his son won't play for Nigeria. We've seen how that end up. Again, his son's path might not be as rocky as his, but again, you cannot blame people for not wanting people to experience what they've experienced. They say experience is the best teacher. The wise ones learn from other people's experiences. The fools learn from their own experiences. He doesn't want his son to be a fool. That's it. Coach Obi says, I met Furo in Belgium last year and he lamented on his ordeal. I don't blame him. He was abandoned when he needed help. Yeah. And then Oluseun Ademola says, nothing will change. I just don't understand the problem with the country. No one seems to have know-how on how to manage anything.